Welcome. Remain seated. Welcome. Stay calm. And if you can, please enjoy the show.
I'm a walking Liberty Bell. Freedom ring through my stride. Freedom to be inside and be a slave to my pride and ride away to scream. Man, this love's so serene. I should probably shake it up just a little bit. I'm so not fine with content. I'm so aligned with my stench. My career probably smell like piss, bitch. Switch hit on the line. You take a dip, I just dive into the shallow end, cause the ground needed a dark. Write a song about Phillies while I eat in LA. Cause my bars ain't constrained by my time and my space. Eating breakfast in LA, all alone by myself. All the pretty people around me reading books about self-help. Damn, I'm so lonely. I wish I knew how to be fine all by myself. Damn, I'm so lonely. I wish I didn't need to be around anyone else. I'm in a swan on a lake, thinking duck would be great. Be all alone in a boat made for lovebirds. I'll just pedal myself, I don't need anyone else. I think I'm fine just drowning in my dumb words. The sunburn in my skin, my melanin don't mean shit, cause I'm yellow in a two-color run world. It's all binary code, 1010. I'm screaming maybe till computer errors unfurl. I write a song about a goose while I sit in a swan, cause my bars ain't constrained by the bird that I'm on. Pedal boating in LA, all alone by myself. All the smiling people around me made me think I need help. Damn, I'm so lonely. I wish I knew how to be fine all by myself. Damn, I'm so lonely. I wish I didn't need to be around anyone else.
Hello, good morning. How's it going, guys? Good to be here. It's great to see you. Looks like there's some people here. Hello from Indianapolis, Blue Dog. Good. Thanks for joining us all the way from there. OKC in the house. OKC got a tram on his name. I'm liking it. Amal Reyes. Good morning, the beautiful Amal Reyes. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Amel? I bet it's Amel. I bet there is Shitmoth. Man, I really love that photo. Those cupcakes. I tell you, Tribe. Hi, Jay. Tribe is a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. Good morning, Zurkov. Tribe is a beautiful thing. And guys, if you don't, there's so much red pill bullshit out there. Like, you know, oh, you got to get this and you got to get this and oh, election and this and oh, they're going to come with this and agenda this and this and that and Luciferian pedophile and blah blah blah, and it's fine, but that high you're getting, that meth high you're getting from all these psyops, from these clown ops that are thrown on you from every different direction, and you're pretending that you can discern these things. No one understands that addiction more than me. So I really do. I'm not even saying that I'm over it, because salaciousness is so salacious. My God. And it dilates the brain, not the body. And I think that's why it fools so many of us, because it dilates our thoughts. It dilates our hypotheticals. We're taught to regurgitate from the hypothetical. We're taught to store information in the hypothetical. Everything you've ever been programmed for is sent to you through the hypothetical. Propaganda only works through the hypothetical. And I don't think people understand that enough, because they end up weighing two events. One, an actual experience they have, and the other, a hypothetical salacious experience that they imagined having. And that these two have the same thing because of the evacuation. We have removed the authenticity and the value of pure, raw experience. We've denigrated it, made it just on the same level as AP and Reuters. You having a baby, you being in the delivery room, or you being with your doula, you being on your couch, you being in the pool, you being in the Amazon River with piranha. Fuck, man, I'd love to see someone give birth like that. That experience is placed right next to a 4K video shown above your fireplace at home. And the images are so loud and so tantalizing, so titillating, that we fall for them. Hypothetically, somatically, we've not engaged, but it doesn't matter, because etherically, in our hypothetical, we've bought into it, and it comes with a safety. It's profound, because the hypothetical lies that you believe are going straight into your neocortex. They're not riding up through your limbic system. Remember, your limbic system is a quarter of a second ahead, 250 milliseconds ahead of your neocortex. But all the news that you get from the 4K is directly going into your neocortex, if you think about it. It passes limbically through Plato's cave. It passes limbically through your sensory system, whether you're going to look at that front ways or back ways. Most of you, if you haven't watched Eye of Ra, you think light comes into our eyes, which is cute. I'm not going to disparage you that. It's just a cute idea. You think that the world exists outside of you, and that you are here, and everything else is there, and that is truly the magic of amnesia. Gives you the ability to have that fantasy, that fantasy that this virtual reality helmet made out of biology that you placed on you, the occipital lobe, is your video card on the back of your head. That's where your video card is in your occipital lobe. All of the information that you render is back here. And somatically, when you're watching the propaganda, you're missing all of that. But the story itself is allowed to fester. It's allowed to carry its resonance, and it's directly proportional to the amount that you've discounted your personal experience, to the amount that you've lowered your personal experience in relation to information you receive. And people will say, well, since I experienced that but no one else did, it must not be true. That's how bad Babylon is to the mind, is that it's told you that the majority rule is what dictates the truth of your senses. And not only is that not correct, it would be biologically impossible in a world of free will, in a world of billions of perspectives, for all of them to conform to one reality. The only way that would be possible is if you were to brainwash, not even brainwash, is if you were to offer a system of victimhood that was so profitable. This is the true definition of brainwash is this. It's a buffet of victimhood that is so electrically profitable that none can refuse. And that truly the trough of Babylon is the sugar, the sugary syrup of victimhood. In fact, by voting for it, this is actually how we administer the victimhood to ourselves. It makes it nice. It makes the victimhood sting more because we get to say we voted for it. And notice how there's not a campaign ever to get out the not vote. that I, James True, am one of the pioneers in this new campaign. I am not trying to say I'm the first. I'm claiming to be a pioneer, though, in this new campaign of getting out the not vote. That it's such a novel idea that most of us are going to be foreign to it. And this idea that vote is consent is obvious now. I think the apocalypse gave you that gift. It gave you the idea that it's consented. I consented today. I didn't vote today. I consented. Because I vote is I consent. You can absentee vote or you can absentee consent. They're still the same. That the electrical payoff of this sticker makes someone feel better in their prana economy. The reason why I can't really define for you prana economy, although it's an energetic transaction between two willing parties at a market. So, never mind, I can define it. But the reason why it's so different is because you're going to notice that the prana economy is going to be in love, sex, food, consent, violence, masochism, sadism. All these things, including mafia, acceptance. That the analogy that you are living in the back of a van, that you've been taken captive, and because that captor bought you an Egg McMuffin, you've decided to stay. That Egg McMuffin is the exact same magical alliance as this sticker. That when you wear that sticker and you congratulate someone else for that sticker, that you are participating in a Patty Hearst moment. That you are embracing the Stockholm Syndrome, that you are turning yourself inside out and masochizing yourself. You're enjoying the serenity of abusing yourself. Yeah. And you reward those around you who carry the same prana economy because it makes your prana economy that much more valuable. Because when they see you abusing yourself, they pay you with their witness. And Melissa asked this morning, James, do you think that watching the show is bad? Do you think that watching the show is feeding it? Those weren't her exact words. And I would say to Melissa as delicately as I can that a woman's witness is the most beautiful, precious thing in the world. And to watch a woman's witness fall into a presidential race between red and blue would hurt any man. Any man would be destroyed by the fact that her witness would be held hostage for 2 or 3 months. If that doesn't show you how valuable witness is, and, I'm going to phrase that. That shows you how valuable witness is. That witness is the most precious resource ever forged on this earth. Ever forged. And that my witness is valuable. Your witness is valuable. The ones you love, the person you married, their witness is oh my God, you can't even describe it because it's a tapestry thread that begins to be woven and just keeps weaving itself around the other. The witness does. And the longer the longevity of that couple, the longevity of those witnesses that are shared, the deeper the witness is felt every step, that every eon you go through. This summer was probably one of the most important summers of my life. And the people that I've had with me now, here, sharing it with me, are forged in witness. The tribe that we formed under these gifts of Baal this summer around these fires is forged in witness. And it's a witness that only 12, only 19, only 15, only 30, however many people were around the fire at each time, it's a witness that only that many number will ever know, will ever see, will ever be able to touch again. And the people that were there, when I see them, I don't have to use words anymore I feel the reverence of their witness because of the longevity that we shared with it. And every person you were with is a person you were worshiping because you were bringing them the most precious gift that's ever been forged, your witness. And when a man loves a woman, he understands the value of that witness. And when a woman loves a child, she understands the value of that witness. And we give all of our witness to the government when we vote. We give all of our consent, we give all of our witness, we give all of our victimhood to it. Even when we complain about it, even right now, I am giving witness to the process. So even I am doing something wrong, as if I don't do things wrong. We lack the true value of direct experience. And it's been devalued because we've been surrounded by lies that have just been salacious sandwiches on top of each other. And you see this at the sandwich shop. You see this at the sandwich shop because when the first sandwich shop opened, there was one sandwich and there was one kind of bread. And they offered you a variety of different things. And the bread was bland to accent the seasoning of what's inside. And as time progressed, people noticed that there was a space for spice. There was a space for salaciousness, and that they could inject that bread. They could fill it with cheese. They could inject it with imitation cheese. They could sprinkle it with the dry, dehydrated coating of things that would send the salacious flavor of something and cause a dilation of your senses, which sends your mind into that kind of hypoxia, that kind of methamphetamine high. I've not done methamphetamines, guys. So if I'm talking out of order, please correct me on this. I have done drugs. I'm not trying to say I'm not a prude. But I don't do that kind of stuff because I'm kind of a prude. Yeah, well, anyway. This sort of dilation causes an addiction for more dilation, which causes an addiction for more. It's why when you go in now, there are 7 types of bread, and every kind of one of them is offering you a different salaciousness inside that they found. They will be coming out. They will be coming out with hot pepper lettuce soon. I guarantee you. They will be coming out with jalapeno infused tomatoes. They will be developing ways of removing any semblance of space so they can inject salaciousness in between. And the only reason why they're doing that is not to save money. If anything, it's to spend money. The only reason why they can do that is because they're dealing with addicts. That the general public is an addict. This works for AP and Reuters. The general public is an addict. And if you can up that level of crack, if you can up that methamphetamine, if you can up whatever it is and find another way to make it more salacious, whether it be cocaine to crack, whether it be smoking cannabis versus an edible, whether it be the Mashiach anointing his skin with cannabinoids, or opening his cannabinoids, right? Anointing his skin with it, directly with oil. Whether it be dipping someone's hair in lysergic acid. We find ways to make it more salacious, to dilate it even more. And it creates that addiction. And I think the reason why that dilation is so addicting is because it's only in the hypothetical. Because it's never somatically induced, then resonating up into our mind. It's mentally induced and supposedly resonating through our bodies. And this is the myth of Futurama. This is the myth of heads in jars in liquid. That the television tells you that the person you are talking to is a head. and they have shoulders, but that's simply to hold the head on. It allows my neck to swivel because all of me is here. All that matters is here. And we split each other, right? We split each other. You could certainly say that different sexes are split in different ways, certainly. But it's all disassociation because the salaciousness always ends up being the primary mover of the addiction. And it all comes back to us, to our appetite for victimhood, our appetite to save those calories. And I'm not even here to shame you guys. I'm not, because I am an abuser of appetites too. And it's what makes us human. In fact, the gifts of Baal, all the shit that's happening to around us, not to us, all the shit that's happening around us, not to us, has forged a camaraderie that's, fuck, man, it's unstoppable. And if anything, it proves humanity is not a virus. What is the gifts of Baal around us prove humanity is not a virus? I can prove it because every time we have a fire, there are more people, not less. Every time we have this fire, there are more people hugging, not less. There were 52 people in the dojo yesterday. That was Tuesday. Or 48 on Monday. That was on a Monday. It's growing, not shrinking. Which means whatever it is they're doing, it either is working or it isn't working. This lovely lady is holding a sign, when you try and kill everyone with a pandemic but accidentally cause a mass worldwide awakening. And I ask you, how do we know it's an accident? How do we know that if 10,000 of you were to buy my book right now, that $10,000 could be used for my own merry pranksters? That our own dilation gang committee that we've already formed, and we meet in the woods all the time, that with the sale of those 10,000 books, we might use that for our own dilation techniques. In fact, I would argue that we have already demonstrated our dilation techniques. We did that at Flattoberfest. One of our tribe was walking around Flattoberfest pretending to be a ball earther. And they did that because they wanted to see if they could challenge their own aperture to lower itself, meaning to close itself enough to see through the world from the eyes of ball earth, to go back to that place. And the only way that Matt could do that, could try and dial that down, is through compassion. He wasn't doing it to be a smartass. He wasn't doing it to be a hyena. He was doing that to remember, to tap into that primal core and adjust his aperture, to dilate his own pupils. That truly would be the ultimate Jesus move, is if we could dial our aperture down so it makes sense, so it fits in with someone else's framework. And as Matt moved around the place, he found that he was able to not only enlighten someone, enlighten a flat earther, as this flat earther was sharing with Matt their testimony, but that openness, that dilation that they felt, because to pollinate is just as dilating as it is to be pollinated. That these two things are dilating. It's one of the reasons why a woman's witness is so dilating. Oh God, it's beautiful. It's supposed to be that way because it's that precious of a resource. These pollinations that we have each other. It's not just about man and woman, by the way. Matt was dilating that flat earther as much as that flat earther was dilating a ball earther. And the entire time while that's happening, Matt is performing surgery on that flat earther by challenging his victimhood, because that flat earther was like so many there in that victimhood mindset where they were losing electricity, where every other word is they are doing this and that, and the controllers and this and the selectors and this, and our controllers are doing this, and the language just keeps spitting out. And it's dilating everyone around it because they hear controller and they think, oh my God, victim. Oh God, I'm being controlled. Oh, I'm being controlled. And it dilates everyone. And it's the hardest thing for Matt to turn that down because he knows how dilating that is. And that becomes part of his Kung Fu challenge, his dojo challenge. Matt met that guy on the mat. And what's beautiful about what we're doing here is that Matt's goal wasn't to change his mind. Matt's goal was to change his own aperture to meet that person on the mat and to challenge the chiropractic of his victimhood. And we see this now. There was a lot of flat earthers for Trump at Flattoberfest. And if I had less electricity, I would be hurt. I would be upset. I would be mad. And I'd be like, dude, Trump told you he was going to put women on the moon. And he promised to do it a month after the second term was over. So he already told you he was going to win the second term. And then he told you a promise that there's no way he could ever fulfill because it'll happen a month after when everybody forgets. He promised you boobies on the moon. He promised you that. And you're still telling me flat earthers for Trump. Guys, he calls the ISS from a landline in the Oval Office with his daughter sitting right next to him. And with enough electricity, I can find the compassion to see that aperture, to see through that. I can see that. I can see out that portal. It's painful, but I can see it. And I don't want to see it too long because I feel like, hello, Crow, because I feel like it's wasting time. And then I notice that, well, shit, James, you feel like you're wasting time. You're in victimhood. And then I correct myself, hopefully, and then the whole process repeats. Because there's not a state that I reach where I suddenly know shit, where I'm suddenly woke, right? The dumbest people in the room are the ones telling you they're woke. Because woke is impossible. The lotus does not woke. The lotus is awakening. The lotus is a verb. And we remain verbs through the rapture, through the reaping. It's the only way we can survive. My God, the birds are beautiful right now. The crows and the blue jays are having an argument over territory, and it's fantastic. They're actually doing it very peacefully. 2 crows, 1 blue jay. Sorry I can't show it to you. I actually can't see it either. I can just see some flying around. The salaciousness, the victimhood are the same thing. And that this woman is bonding us. I love it. She's fantastic. She's bonding us. And she's bonding us under the idea that all of us, they were trying to kill all of us, and that they messed up. They messed up because of either how clever we were or how resilient, or because of even humanity itself. And I don't even want to crap on that fantasy because she's smiling. She has the right idea. She has the perfect idea. And I don't even mind that we have a salacious reason that's not accurate. I don't. But I want us to stop losing electricity. And I'm telling you, the more victimhood, the more times you use the word controllers, the more times you say there's going to be a global collapse, is the more times you're truly pushing this victimhood. Guys, if this is a 5,000-year-old death cult, why would they collapse the economy? Wouldn't they want you to remain sheep? And the answer is yes. And we've been living on negative interest rates for a long time now. This is not a new thing. In fact, guys, this dime. Look, here's a regular dime. Here's a regular dime. And here's an old dime. This one's made out of silver. And this dime's worth like $2 right now. Maybe $2.50. This dime's actually only worth another dime. This dime is only worth a dime. And it's not worth one of these dimes. I would never trade this dime for this dime because this dime is only worth another dime. And check it out. Did you know that if I shaved off this, let's take her off the screen a second. Did you know that if I shaved off this and I shaved off this, the face of these, if I just grinded them down and sandpapered them, something magical would happen to one of these things. One, not the other. This is made out of silver. If I removed it, if I rubbed it with sandpaper to where you couldn't recognize that it was a dime, guess what? It would still be worth $2. Amazing, right? But the second you rub the face off of this one, it's no longer worth another dime. It has no inherent pranic value at all. None. None. And your entire life force, our entire life force runs on fake, superficial salaciousness. It's true. This isn't a dime. I mean, this is only worth another dime. Guys, this is silver. It's more valuable than a dime. I can prove it because right now, if I walk into a store and I hand this to someone, they're going to say, well, it says the word dime, so I'm only going to give you a dime for it. And if you shave this off and you walk into a jeweler's going to go, I'll give you $2 for that piece of silver. The salaciousness means nothing. It means nothing. The salaciousness of calling this a dime doesn't mean shit. Do you know why? Because the jeweler, the person that knows, is not paying attention to the neocortex of the dime. He's only looking at his electrical nature. Yeah. And on this salacious dime, if it had no neocortex, if you shaved off what it said, it would have zero value. It would have no somatic inheritance. Do you understand? The somatic inheritance of this dime is zero, zilch. It's based completely on rumor, on salacious rumor. Yeah. The dollar is this valuable. It's the most valuable currency in the world, they say. It's so valuable that we have to hold guns to people's heads to make them use it. It's so valuable, we're going to put a $15 million hit on Trump, on the president of Venezuela head because he disputes the petrodollar, that he thinks this should be money. And we're going to get him. Do you know why we're going to get him? Because we voted for him yesterday. Because salaciousness is globalism. Salaciousness tells you what it's worth. Salaciousness. Here's the new NASA Mars rover. Look how salacious that is. Look at those tires. Look at all the blue windshields. It's got a hood ornament. It's got Neil deGrasse Tyson hanging out in front of it. It's this guy. Sorry. It's this guy. And they've been taking this all over the place. Notice that you can't actually see out, down. At no point in time in this vehicle can you see down. But James, clearly, there's a windshield right here next to Neil's hips, so surely they can see out. No, you can't. And you'll see that in the video. That this car is impossible to see the ground from. That the only way you could see the ground is if the ground was above the horizon. And this is salacious. And I guarantee you, rocks are going to get stuck in those tires. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we love the salaciousness of it. And we believe it because we're told how salacious it is. They will sell us a Lego fucking model.
The Batmobile. Look at all the angles. You admit this is badass, right?
Yes.
Look at this thing.
Yes.
Oxygen chamber supply line.
Oh, we got oxygen and nitrogen coming together.
And what's that?
Guys, do you see the pipe? Do you see how bent the pipe is? Do you understand that inside this salaciously technical vehicle, multi-million-dollar quote vehicle, that they're using aluminum conduit to pretend like it's holding nitrogen. And this is on television.
And then,
Oh, that's a nice reaction.
what's that?
Yeah.
What happens?
Well,
Nitrous oxide.
yes.
It's whippets.
Salaciousness. The Mars rover runs on nitrous oxide.
This is a party bus. We're gonna be tripping balls in this thing. That's Mars.
No, here's my point.
Yep.
Who's going to want to do that? Because I don't see people lined up to colonize Antarctica. Antarctica is balmier and wetter than any place on Mars.
Matt Damon.
Mars is more inhabitable. Sorry, guys, I'm probably clipping. Mars is more inhabitable than Antarctica.
Like the Batmobile. Look at all the angles. You admit this is badass, right?
Yes.
Look at this thing.
Yes.
Oxygen chamber supply line.
Oh, we got oxygen and nitrogen coming together.
Oh, what's happening then?
Oh, that's a nice reaction.
What's that?
Yeah.
What happens?
Well,
Nitrous oxide.
yes.
It's whippets. This is a party bus. We're gonna be tripping balls in this thing. That's Mars.
No, here's my point.
Yep.
Who's going to want to do that? Because I don't see people lined up to colonize Antarctica. Antarctica is balmier and wetter than any place on Mars.
Matt Damon proved that on Mars you can grow potatoes in your poop. You can't do that in Antarctica.
Yeah, poop potatoes can work.
They can't.
That's true.
That's science.
That's true.
Let's get in the car.
They want you to eat shit, by the way. They're telling you, science is telling you that you can eat shit. And they said they proved it because there was a movie with Matt Damon in it.
How many miles away is Mars?
Well, it depends on where it is in its orbit, but when it's at its best travel distance, it takes 9 months to get there.
Okay, at how fast?
7 to 10 miles per second.
7 to 10 miles per second. This is going 4 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So we'll have to fit in some bathroom breaks.
You'd be dead before you got there.
You can't actually see the ground. Now, I don't think that it's actually real. I'm sorry, what I mean is there's a model called the Mars rover. It has an opening and you can get inside and you can go, oh, look at the fun steering wheel. I believe all that, but I believe this is actually, whenever you see the vehicle itself moving, you're looking at a CGI. You're looking at a probably a green screen vehicle. I say that because why the fuck would you let Stephen Colbert drive this? I don't even know why I have to explain this, except for that I hope you understand that people are believing this. Please tell me that you understand that people are watching this at home and going, oh my goodness, we have a Mars rover and we can eat our own poop, honey. And the honey's over there going, my, that's a salacious Mars vehicle they got there. I can't wait. Daddy, can I be in Space Force when I grow up? You better get back in there and learn to regurgitate. Maybe you can do that. Maybe. The entire thing is salacious. There's not one bit of realness to it. And it doesn't matter because we've been taught to think of these things as the same. And this is truth. And it's worth more than it's printed. It's worth more than it's printed. It says it's worth a dime. And this is propaganda. It's salacious bullshit. And it's not even worth what it's printed. And we are weighing these the same. We are holding these in our hands and closing our eyes. And we are jingling them up like I'm going to do right now. And I'm going to feel these suckers. And I'm going to use my discernment as best I can. And I'm going to say which one of these is real. Which one of these is real? And I don't know. It feels like this one is real. Okay, that time I got it right. But the tribe did this year. I got it right that time, which is great. The tribe did this year. And at first, I was 3 for 3. So was Nate. We both were 3 for 3. And then other people tried it. And then I tried it again. Then I was like 1 for 2. And I think Nate might have been the same. And the point is that this is why we're here. Guys, this is why we're here. Why are you here? It's to learn to distinguish the salaciousness from the propaganda. It's learning to distinguish the pure, raw beauty, gorgeous beauty of someone's witness. And it's showing how far you're willing to go to fight for that witness, to be with that person, to sacrifice your 2020 with them. And that's why the people that came so far to this fire, it means so much, not just to them, but to everyone, because it has the power of that witness. And it's only when that witness is in front of you that you can see through the superficial part and find the truth of who each of us are. And who each of us are is not our coding. It's not what's written on us. It's not our credentials. It's the essence of who we are. This is pure silver. That's the essence of who this is. It's not a dime. The world's telling you it's a dime. But when you are authentic with yourself, you learn to recognize these things. And you learn to determine what is authentic by using your own authenticity. I'm not saying I have a perfect record at this, but I've guessed a lot more correctly than I've guessed wrongly. And there's something about the superficiality of these things. This one, it could be wrong. I'm going to embarrass myself if I'm wrong. It's fine. It feels like this is the right one. And so it was the right one. And there's something superficial about it. One isn't heavier than the other. We've put these on the scale. The diameters are the same. They're made to fit in the same coins. They're made to have the same weight, guys. And I think as we learn to develop these senses, as we learn to understand the truth of reality, that learning to distinguish what is real from what is salacious gets that much easier. Guys, the election isn't real. There's no fucking way that 250 million people would ever agree to come down to a decision between one of two candidates. It's insane. And if you think voting's real, you're literally in the back of the rape van, eating Egg McMuffin, and whenever Uncle Sam throws another kidnapped child inside, you are helping. You are helping. And I know it's because you're afraid, because you don't want to face the fact that a mafia is running your life, that a mafia is educating your children, that a mafia is taking your neighbors away under the name of Zionism and will bring them back so fucked up that they have zero coherence to their own behavior, to their own capabilities. And we're told that this is veteran PSD. And guys, do you know what you find in hospitals? You don't find PTSD with people working in hospitals. You find adrenaline junkies. And the difference between being an adrenaline junkie and being suffered on PTSD is the people in the hospital felt like they were doing something right. They felt like they were doing something fucking moral. And that's why they come out as adrenaline junkies. No offense. But if you know someone that drives a paramedic, drives an ambulance, you're looking, if they've been on that job for more than 15 months, you're looking at an adrenaline junkie. There's nothing wrong with them, but they've been dilated so much that they require more. This is why John McAfee, cover your ears, children, this is why John McAfee writes prose about his wife fisting him. The dude has done so many drugs that he needs that to feel something. The salaciousness took over and he lost his essence. He lost his authenticity. And all of us do that every day by pretending that our own witness is as superficial as a fucking dime, when the entire time it's pure, raw silver. And every day goes by is another day we lose that witness. We lose it to the machine. We lose it to the vote. We lose it to the schedule. We lose it to the retirement that's coming just around the corner. We lose it to, hey man, just put on a mask for an unspecified period of time, because that's the only way to truly care about people. And you buy the salaciousness over and over again. Stop. Still, we have a way to go. But I think all the social media that's been telling you about voting, in fact, if you go on Twitter right now, it's trending, oh, we don't know who's going to win. It's so up in the air. Oh, my God, we don't know who's going to win. But I think he's going to win. I think he's going to win. It's showing you. They're trying as hard as they can. They're begging you to vote. They're begging. And I know most of us will. I know most of us will fall for it. And they'll justify it because their aperture only has that hole that's so big. They can't stomach the idea that two people in the government might have a criminal intent and that they might actually conspire together. That truly is the block, the square peg trying to go in that small round hole. It is painful to accept something as simple as two people with malicious intent in the government conspiring together. Because that truly is the definition of conspiracy theory. More than one person with ill intent conspiring with another. And that it's easier to believe 19 box cutters than that. It's easier to believe that there are two politicians. It's easier to believe all the bullshit that we tell each other around voting season. And there will be a new invigorated military in January that we will be debating over not whether or not to wear masks, but how much to wear masks. Because as I've shown you, that truly is what the debate is about now. So let's pull our witness out. Let's understand that we're looking at a living creature. That this living creature is us. That with animism, we can talk to this creature and we can tell it, I do not consent. I think we can do better. And our witness is a grow light on the Leviathan. If you think about it that way, it's a grow light. Where you stare is where clovers will spring. New grass will grow. Where you stop looking, grass will die. This is how neurons work, by the way. The neurons in your head work this way. And as you stop, if you were to lose your eyesight, for example, your occipital lobe would start to process Braille. It would start to go, you know what, you guys, I'm not paying you to do this job anymore. You're not serving me. But these Braille guys, I like what they got going on. I'm going to give them my witness. I'm going to give them my electric witness, and those synapses grow. They develop families, they develop communities, they develop their own architecture, their own agency. And they filter through the system and they serve you as best they can because you reward them with your witness, guys. Yet still we think witness isn't worth anything. And it's worth everything. And that is my grievance. Anybody else got any? If you got grievances, let me know. My grievance is I don't have a monitor. I'm going to get a monitor so I can talk over the music. It'll be cool. I would like to say that Woodwose is in the house, and that has ended any grievances that I might have had. I have not seen you in a while, my friend. It's good to see you. If you've been here, please forgive me for not noticing. I just haven't seen you. I've been wondering how you've been. I had a dream last night, says the burning tongue, about seeing a world through a pinhole, and the only way to see this world was through a new contortion of my mind. That sounds like aperture, my friend. I think you're onto something. Keep following that. Joe Mega says woo woo. That's got to be in relation to the Woodwose. Glad to see him there. CBD Store Bear. Sorry I didn't make it to the campfire after Flattoberfest. I got tied up with some trim. My friend, you were not there. That is a bummer. How dare you, CBD? How dare you trim things? Gaia Bear's in the house. Good to see you, Gaia Bear. So great to see you all this morning, though I had to pop in and spread love. Really glad you did, Gaia. We can feel it. We could feel it. It looks like there's like a 18-second delay, by the way. I learned that today between the stream and the chat. So that's why it takes me 18 seconds for you guys to tell me, hey, dude, frickin' undo your mic. So yeah, it is your bad, CBD. How dare you? I punish you with having to grow more of that. So do that. Giving witness to stones bring me closer to God. Ben Shabiru. That's funny. It's a funny name. Giving witness to stones brings me closer to God. That's pretty profound, Ben. That's probably about the most animistic thing you could say, right? It's cool. I wish you would have been there too, No More Money Bear. If you truly understand that everything's alive around you, then you get to dismiss the idea that only things are alive that complain. Right now, seriously, right now, if you ask a medical doctor, hey man, what's your definition of life? He'll say something that complains. And you're not going to find those exact words, but seriously, something that responds to stimuli, something that tries to better itself is the definition of life. Something that has a preference, a prejudice is truly the meaning of life right now. We decided that all things that are alive are things that have a preference over something else, that's the meaning of life. And that if something can prove that it has a preference by moving from one way to another to make some sort of decision that we might call intelligent, i.e. complex enough to where we no longer call it a chemical reaction, which is, by the way, pretty assumptive to say that those two things are the same, but we end up putting the threshold there. So what if rocks are alive and they're just fine? What if rocks have no complaints? What if you pulverize a rock, you stand on a rock, you drench a rock, you bury it in water, you bury it in sand, you cook it in the sun? It doesn't matter because it's always fine. We're saying that's not life. The ones that do not complain are not alive. That's what science is telling you right now. The same science, guys, that's selling you Lego Mars rovers. The same science that's using salaciousness with pipes. Pipes placed on the outside to show you that it's nitrous, to show you that it's this or that it's that it's the most technically sophisticated thing ever imaginable. And then they tell you, even though space is weightless, they tell you that the amount of fuel it's going to take to get something this large all the way to Mars is going to be astronomical. And we're going to have to really, really, really buckle down. We're going to have to buckle down and really, really, really pay into this system more. We're going to need all your consent, all your witness, or this isn't going to happen. Guys, no one's forcing this on you. we keep buying into the salaciousness. It's Pizzagate in space. This is Pizzagate in space, guys. And it holds more weight with most people than their own family. This vehicle holds more weight and truth for most people than their own family. They would trust this before they would trust their own family. A car driven by Stephen Colbert through downtown New York. And everybody believes it. And why would they not? Elon Musk wants 300 brave humans daily in a risky trip to Mars as soon as 1,000 Starship flights are launched. So why would we not believe the Mars rover? Why would we not believe there are lemmings in Mars? Look it up. There are lemmings on Mars. You could find video of NASA video where there's a lemming there. A prairie dog. And after a while, you get pushed out to the edge of that lie. It's like walking the plank. And it's funny because only a captain that wanted you to stop lying would walk you the plank. Someone that wanted you to keep lying would just keep you walking in circles. And that's why I think this wonderful smile might have this sign wrong. Because what I see is a bunch of merry pranksters anal sexting their way into authenticity. Yes, you've been anal sexted into authenticity. And either you have the electricity to see it or you don't yet. And if you don't yet, that's okay because we have tons of these Mars rovers to build. We have tons of viruses to fight. Guys, they're doing all this for you. This is for everyone. This is the 2012 Olympics. This is for everyone. They're doing all of this for you. To light your chrism. To be the phoenix. To have a rebirth. To illuminate the city of Astana. You can see in the water there. You can even see the sunken serpent. Beneath that turquoise water. You can see it right there. The serpent dies so the phoenix can be born. We spoke about this yesterday. This is the tree of mortality right here. And it's the resurrection that allows us to reach the pyramid. To be enlightened. The city's already been built, so of course it's been planned. They only have 220 years left, and they wanted this city to be done before the next reset. Annuit septis novus ordo seclorum. There are two heads of the eagle, my friend. There are two heads. One is globalism, and the other is the New World Order. And the globalism is nothing but lies, and the New World Order is nothing but truth. And we will beg for the New Order because we will learn to value authenticity only by drowning in a sea of bullshit. That's how we're going to learn authenticity. And I'm glad we're learning it because I am tired of bullshit. I'm tired of bullshit. I know you are too. I know you are too. Inside the pyramid is this eye. This eye is over the floor. This is the main center. This is, you can see how the arches are here. This is looking right out. The entire city's focused on this eye. And this is the New World Council, the New World Order. And it's not the United Nations, because the United Nations was built to be corrupt, so you would hate it so much that you would accept a solution to that, and that solution would be truth. And this is that truth. There's probably 33 seats around there. I'm not going to count now. I'm not going to waste your time, but feel free to freeze frame that and correct me if I'm wrong. And all it took was salaciousness. Because CDC even admitted, right, that 94% of COVID-19 deaths had other causes or conditions. It didn't even take the truth. And that's what COVID's showing you. It's showing you, guys, you want the truth. And we're like, no, we don't want the truth. It's like, do you want the truth or you want to give you more of this? And you're like, fuck. So you want me to accept that my body's in charge of my healing? Yes. Fuck. You want me to accept that I should be in charge of my child's education? Yes. Fuck. You want me to accept that I can't just have a suggestion box and be a slave the rest of my life? That I have to actually put calories into my neighborhood and my government? Yes. Or we'll give you more of this. Fuck. And the moment we start having to put all this energy into other places, guess what? All the bullshit disappears. Insurance disappears. Guys, car insurance, it's fucking extortion. Compound interest is fucking extortion. Guys, if a rich person is really concerned that their Porsche is going to get knocked off because you have a poor car, they will have uninsured motorist insurance. They already have to have it anyway. Forcing you to have insurance is bullshit. So is paying compound interest. Guys, look at how much you pay under compound interest. Do you realize that the definition of usury right now, if you go to a dictionary and you go, well, wait a minute, what is usury? It literally says usury is when the government decides what's too much interest. That anything the government decides is the standard rate of interest. Anything above that is called usury, which means the government's in charge of your religion. It's in charge of your belief structure. It's in charge of what you consider usury. And guess what? Compound interest is not usury. And of course this is going to get more disgusting because that's how much you need it to get before you will learn to weigh the difference between these things. And you will learn to stop falling for all the lies. And you will hone your discernment like I'm trying to. Am I going to be 3 for 3 right now? I don't know. The pressure is on. But I've got them both in my... Before I even open my eyes, I'm telling you, this feels like silver. And it's not. I was wrong. I was wrong. We all have work to do. This isn't a skill one of us is born with and the other isn't. This isn't a skill where you're worthy or you have luck or it's because you have nice shoes that you can determine this. We are here to learn this skill. And we must embrace our failures as much as our success because this should be fun to us. We should have fun doing this. This should make us sick. And until it does, they are going to make this more poisonous. They're going to make this more poisonous until all of us decide we are sick of this. And until people do that, work on this. Work on learning to tell the difference. It will serve you. The witnesses around you will feel more valued because you value them more, because you value your own witness more. You're not listening to salaciousness. You're not buying into red pill bullshit. You're not pretending that the answers are in some jackass's fucking brain who's too afraid to question Zionism. Let's get some work done. Let's get some work done. Let's stop consenting. And let's start refining. Humanity is a resonance economy. This is a resource economy. It's based on salacious rumor. You can bankrupt that. All of us are. There's no JoJo today. There's no dojo after the show today. The dojo is today at 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you can't make the dojo, but only at night, today's a great opportunity. Michael Wachter is moderating it. It's Wednesday, Mercury Day. It'll be good for that. So I invite you all to join us. Sorry, James, I couldn't help myself. Not sure what you did there, Bryn, but I forgive you because you're always awesome. Is that because you're male? Might have to look to figure out what that is. You guys get it, though. Yeah, me too, Bryn. Each time life tries to conform me, I become more me too. Sorry you won't make the dojo tonight, David, but we'll see you tomorrow. It'll be every day this week. Guys, thanks for being here today. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to stack some wood. I got some wood delivered, and it's a nice day today, so I had the window open. No complaints there. And all the books went out yesterday except for the second order. Oh God, guys, I meant to tell you. If you guys want one of these signed copies of my book, the order today, because I'm raising the price on signed copies. I'm doing it. I'm raising the price, and it's going up actually quite a bit. I've always just like kind of thrown that in, but it's going up by like $5 per signed copy. I'd love to have it, by the way. If you want to get one, I'd love to. It'd be great. It'd be fantastic. So I'm not trying to discourage that, but I am telling you that the price of the signed copies is going up. It really does. It just takes a lot of time. That's all. And I love doing it. But also, we've committed now to dojo 5 days a week, and things are just kicking so much ass there. And I want to put more time into the curriculum, into writing some more stuff, because some of the dojo participants are starting their own dojos now, which is beautiful. They're leaving. They're leaving my fold. And that's exactly what I always wanted to happen, because there's no way this is going to be a James True system. It's not going to work. We need something that's very contagious in a good way, right? Humanity. That can resonate, because each of us, we've created this alchemical mosh pit. This alchemical dojo is doing amazing things. I'm not the only person saying that. So many people have reached out telling me how much this has changed their life. And this is something that I worked on when I was 20 in the woods. I had lots and lots of practice about it, basically just 24 hours a day. You learn skills like this. You learn to challenge people. You learn to bring out the authenticity in someone else, and the entire tribe elevates. Is a powerful, powerful experience, and anyone that came to our campfire saw this. This book's going to give you a manual for that. It's kind of defining all of it, and I kept it short and simple to help you do that. And there's some good reading there. I'm a good writer. There's some interesting reading in here, so please consider buying this book now, especially before the prices go up, because I'll be pushing a big order out to order all those who order right now. And then I'd love to get you hooked up for that, especially for the holidays. You could buy more than one. Shout out to Amy. Thank you so much for that. I put yours in a little package, mailed it to you. Gave it a little, like a rub and a kiss. Says thank you. Thank you all. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy the outro. And we'll see you on the other side. James out.